Okay, so yesterday I released an update for PL Drylands. It's now on A12. Um, not uh, not all of the changes are like major, but they change a lot of how the map is played, I think. Um, so this is kind of the point where I think I want to make like a big push to get this map tested properly. So might not be an update for a while. I've had a couple ideas in my head, but those are like the sorts of things that I would need to see this map tested first before I kind of implement. So yeah. So the first change is that I've messed with the capture points around the map. I've moved the capture point that was here into this room, just to make this room here less of a fucking meat grinder to push through. Um, what would happen a lot would be that the cart would get here and then it would get stuck because it would get like pushed back kind of here-ish, or like, it gets here and then there's like no time to push it in and teams would just lose like outside this room. So hopefully this cap point should make it so that it's just slightly easier to push the cart through. Um, because once you get here, the cart can't go back past here and you have a lot more time. So, yeah. Hopefully it should help out quite a lot, just make the flow of the map better. I've also added a second cap point to this cave, again, just to improve the flow of things. It should be fine. It shouldn't change too much, but just the distance between this cap point and this cap point here is fucking absurd. So hopefully, again, this should help to just improve the flow of the map, so teams don't kind of get stuck in this general area. It shouldn't change too much. Like, it should still be that, like, you can kind of play cave of it and you can play upper on defense, but it's slightly easier to get through this. This is now the point where red spawn gets forced from their forward spawn to their last spawn. So hopefully it should make defense on second a little bit easier as well, just because you're gonna be spawning here, and it's not that far of a walk to where you need to be. So it's especially now it's gonna be a longer walk than the equivalent is for blue. So yeah, again, hopefully it should make it so that you can't just like lose one person and then you just completely have to forfeit the point. That should make it a bit easier. And who knows, maybe it would even encourage off-classing on second a little bit, because even if you die or if you need to change, it's not like spawn is very far away. The last cap point related change I've made is that I've moved this control point slightly forwards. It was like roughly here, I think, before, and I've just kind of moved it slightly forward so that it takes just slightly longer to cap from cave to here. And hopefully this should make the slope playable. I don't want it to be, because I felt like it was maybe a little bit too close before. So hopefully this should just make it so that like I can still defend this area decently easily. I don't have to fall back immediately if I lose second. But yeah, this isn't as big of a change. It's very slight, and you probably won't even like notice it if you're keeping up with the map. But this is a change nonetheless. So one of the other very major changes I've made is that I accidentally forgot these roofs here, but most of the roofs in this map are displacements now. So it should be a lot friendlier for rocket jumping soldiers. The clipping is actually nice now. I'm not gonna be bumping into this roof while I'm rocket jumping. So hopefully it should just encourage bombs a lot more. And just rocket jumping around in general, because that's something that I wanna encourage on this map, is just making cool soldier plays. So yeah. I've also revamped the right side of Lost to hopefully make it a lot more fun to sit in. Previously, where there was the kind of the fence here, it was so tight here, your mat just could not see anything, and it would be really unfun to play this side. So hopefully this should make it a bit better. It does mean that you can kind of see spawn from here in this room, but that's something that I'll have to address later. For now, I think I just want to put my focus into this right side, which I think I've made a lot nicer. Your medic can finally see things. He can watch this side without walking too far, so he can like call if someone's bombing him. You got space to move. You can fall down here. You can go between these two spots. it's just wider, so there's kind of more space to do things in general. It's just nicer now. And there's also kind of this bit that's like closer to the side, so you can more easily rotate between here as like a scout or a soldier or something. And also this tower should lead to some maybe interesting soldier bombs. You can kind of do a defensive bomb this way onto people if they're coming in through main, or if they're coming in through this right building here, or left building for red. So, yeah, I've also added a ladder this side to make it so that meds can also stand on this roof to have like a kind of extra position to play. This is kind of just a temporary fix. I'm more so looking to just rework this left side because as it is now, it's a bit boring. All you really gain from here is that you can spam at people. There's nothing particularly interesting that you can do. So I want to make it so that it's kind of easy to rotate towards. You don't have to do like 2 jumps here or go all the way like far back to go up the ladder. I just want to make it so that like I can kind of readily access this bit here. Maybe make it more level with everything. Just to make it so that it's a bit easier to get to. So, the last gameplay change I've made is that I've made this doorway a shutter. So this should hopefully prevent soldiers from kind of just standing up on roof and just spamming into lobby. I feel like it's unfair that I could be standing here and still be getting hit by rockets. Because it would just force me back here. And also it's just difficult to see a soldier that's standing up there. So, hopefully this should help to just, like, stop people from taking splash damage if they're sitting in this upper end of lobby, so they can kind of take this bit a bit more and not be at the risk of taking splash damage all the time. And it also helps to kind of alleviate a bit of a sightline here to this side, and to this side. I'm not going to be able to see all the way into here and like drop someone because they like walked in kind of facing this way. So, yeah. It's a bit of a more minor change, but it should hopefully just make things that much nicer on the second point. Beyond that, I've just made like a couple minor aesthetic and maybe like slightly gameplay changes across the map. For the most part, this is just to make it look like a bit less barren because there are some spots I think where it felt really empty before. There was also this dumb spot on second that you could hit sniper and soldier crack shots through. That I just, like, placed a rock to get rid of. And it kind of makes it, like, an interesting sticky trap spot now. But, for the most part, it was kind of just to get rid of those crack shots. But, yeah. Other than that, there's not much else for me to say. So, see ya.